What is going on, everyone? Nintendo Fanatic 64 coming here with a different type of video, something I haven't done before, but I've been in such a Yu-Gi-Oh mood lately, I decided to try and show you off one of my deck builds that I have here. Now, it is not the greatest, but it's a fun build, and there's a lot of components that are missing that would make it an even better one, but today I'm going to show off a Dark Magician deck build that I have here. If you do enjoy this video, I hope you leave it a thumbs up, and let me know down below, aside from the things that will become obvious later on, what you would suggest for this deck, because I'm always looking for suggestions on it. It's just something that I'm playing around with right now, but it's doing okay, and the biggest things I'm missing are some of the more expensive cards for it, but this is just what I have available to me at this time. So we're going to start off, we have, of course, our three Dark Magicians in the deck, because, I mean, if you're going to be running a Dark Magician deck, you need to have three Dark Magicians. If you're not, it's just not the way it's going to be run. I'm also running two Magician of Dark Illusions. I'm not running three. I haven't used them too often on it. I find, at least with mine, how I play on it, two does seem to work out okay. I'm moving the Gazelle Fox, whatever. But I run two for me personally. That's just how I have it. I'm also running, and I'll explain more of this later on with it. I'm also running two of the Dark Magician Girl in here. I know she's probably not the greatest thing in here for it, but with Dark Magician Girl, I use it to run some rank 6 plays in there, which I'll get into once I actually get into my extra deck. Plus, I mean, it's still a pretty decent card for it, and can be brought out with Magician's or Magical Circle, whatever. It's that one trap card, but I'll get into those again. I also have three Magician's Rod, which are a great searcher card. They help me get out either like Dark Magical Circle, Magician's Navigation, Eternal Soul, any one of those cards, and is a great thing for it. I also have in here three Chocolate Magician Girl, definitely a fun card. If you don't know what Chocolate Magician Girl does, you just discard a spellcaster and draw one card, and then if it's attacked, you can special summon one spellcaster from your graveyard and then switch the attack to that, and it will half the attack of the monster who attacked originally for it. And the nice part is, it doesn't, I mean, it's once per turn for that particular one, but if you manage to get two Chocolate Magician Girls out, then you can actually have it, target the other one for it, or they would have to try to destroy one before they can get to the other one on it. Coming down to it, I have two Summoner Monks, which are really nice because if I go Summoner Monk and then discard a spell card, get out Chocolate Magician Girl, I can use her ability, and then, or if I don't have another spellcaster, I can at least use them for rank 4 play as well. Obviously, it's really good just to help kind of thin my deck out some more as well. I'm also running two Gagaga Magicians. Reason why I'm running Gagaga is, focus on them, please. If I move them closer, it seems to, I don't know what's going on with it, but what if I eliminate mode light a little bit on it? Try that. I don't know, but come on, focus on these. But anyway, I'm running Gagaga. Just because you can use it can't be used for synchro, but it can be used with what is it, Xe summoning, which can be really good if I don't have a second, like either Dark Magician or Sorcerer Dark Magic to get out of rank 7 play. It could be real good. And then I'm also running, and I might consider running it to 2. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm also running one Knights End Sorcerer. When it's special summon, I can remove up to 2 cards from my opponent's graveyard, but it also allows me to get into some synchros, which I'll show off here in a little bit. Moving on into our spells, and the reason why I said this is not the greatest build out there is because I only have one, and I only just got it recently, is I have one Dark Magical Circle. Most Dark Magician decks will run 3 of them. I don't have access to them. They're actually, they started going up in price even more, so I was lucky enough to at least get this one for the price that I was able to get it at. But really great, you play it, you can reveal a Dark Magician or Spellcaster if it's in the top 3 cards, and then every time a Dark Magician is normal or special summon to the field, except during a damage step, you can target one card that your opponent controls and banish it. So definitely a really good thing. If I wish I had more of them, but They are super expensive at the moment, and I can't get my hands on them because of the amount of dark spellcaster creatures I am also running here. I also am running 3 dark magic veils. Pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 dark spellcaster type monster from your hand or graveyard. I would gladly knock these down for more dark magical circles if I had access to them, but unfortunately I don't, so this is what I'm running in the meantime. But it's at least good to help me, if they don't want to attack into Chocolate Magician Girl and I've discarded my Dark Magician, I can bring it back with Dark Magic Veil. I know I could just summon it right away for it, but I'd rather thin it out a little bit more to go into that. I am running 1 Dark Magic Attack to help take care of the back rows for things. Destroys all spell and trap cards as long as you have a Dark Magician on the field. I am running 2 Pot of Dualities. Pot of Duality, of course, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 of them to your hand, and place the other, and shuffle the other 2 back into your deck. So definitely not bad. I also have here a Magical Dimension. Magical Dimension, sacrifice 1 spellcaster, target 1 monster on the field, and then basically you destroy whatever you targeted and special summon 1 spellcaster monster from your hand. Good way to get Dark Magician out and trying to get rid of some other creatures. From there, I do have 1 Soul Charge in here. Summon as many monsters as you can from the graveyard and pay 1,000 life points for each one. Can attack during the turn that it's activated, but it can definitely, in a pinch, help out a lot. And then another thing I'm probably throwing out there, which a lot of people will probably think I'm crazy for on it, but, it's fun to do. I've pulled it off a couple times. I am running 2 Eye of Timaeus, which will help you get Dark Magician fusions out, which I will show off when I get to the extra. I'm also running, because of some of the one of the traps I have in here, I'm also running 1 Fang of Critias. With Fang of Critias, it will fusion with certain traps, and I haven't used it much. That'd be another thing that I probably would take out for another Dark Magical Circle, or for a card that I'm about to show off in the next part, because again, I don't have a whole lot of money and access to this, but again, this was something that was at my local card shop recently, so I picked it up. So moving into the traps, I only have 1 Magician's Navigation. Special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand, and special summon 1 level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster monster from your deck. And then if I control Dark Magician, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, I can banish it from my graveyard, then target 1 spell or trap card that my opponent controls, and it has its effects negated until the end of turn. A really great card, really helps me get out, I can get out something into a rank 7 play, or anything else for it, but I only have 1. Another card that's good with Dark Magicians as well, I do have 2 of the Eternal Souls. You can the only downfall to Eternal Soul is that if it's destroyed, it destroys all your monsters on the field, which really kind of sucks, but at the same time, you can if you have Eternal Soul with Dark Magical Circle, it really works well because you can special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard once per turn. You can also, if I wanted to, I can add Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives, which I'm not running 1,000 Knives right now in this deck, but I can add that if I already have all my Dark Magicians on the field. I can add that from my deck to my hand. But since I'm only running 1 Dark Magical Circle and 1 Magician's Navigation, I'm also running, and I might bump this up to 2, but I only have it at 1 right now, is I'm running 1 Jar of Avarice. Jar of Avarice allows me to target 5 cards in my graveyard and shuffle them back into my deck, and then I can draw 1 card as well. Can't add itself back into it, so if I were to run 2, it would be the only 2 times I could do that, but a great way to help me reuse the cards that I'm limited on. Magician's Circle is the one that I'm running, because it's good with Dark Magician Girl. When a spellcaster attacks, both players look through their decks, and they can special summon 1 spellcaster monster with 2,000 or less attack from their deck in face-up attack position. So a really good way. I can also get out Knight's End Sorcerer if I wanted to banish 2 cards. I also am running, I have Dark Renewal. I would like to get a second one of these. I'm tempted to go out and buy another of the Yugi's Legendary Dex 1, because that's where that came in originally. But when an opponent normal or special summons a monster, I can target 1 monster and 1 spellcaster monster I control, send them both to the graveyard, then I can special summon 1 dark spellcaster monster from my deck or graveyard. The nice part is because it says deck in addition to graveyard, so I can summon out, I pitch my Dark Magician, let's say I don't have something to bring it back from the graveyard, I can actually then bring it back using, Dark Renewal, and if I have Chocolate Chocolate Magician Girl. I pitched it, bring it out from my graveyard, whatever I want to do with it, if they're too afraid to attack. But another card, this came out of the movie packs, which I've been finding, I haven't actually drawn it since I've put it in here, but it's something I wanted to try out, is Dark Horizon. Dark Horizon, whenever I take battle or effect damage, I can special summon one spellcaster monster from my deck with attack less than or equal to the damage I just took. So, might not be able to get me out my Dark Magician. Won't work with Chocolate because she's actually a water attribute for it, but I can get out Knight's End Sorcerer if I took, I think he's like 15 or 1300. Double checking on it. Yeah, Knight's End. So, like, if I take 13, I can bring out Knight's End. If I take 15, I can bring out Gagaga. Even if I only take, 800 or between 800 and 1200, I can bring out Summoner Monk, because those are all dark attributes that I can bring out with it. So I think it would run decently in it. I don't know. Well, I'll have to wait and see. I'm going to probably play this my locals, which should be it's going to be probably tonight by the night this goes up. I am running, this is just a personal preference, not something that I've been seeing a lot of people running, but it can be fun against people, is one Dark Bribe, where I can negate the activation of one spell or trap card and destroy it, but it forces my opponent to draw one card. And then the reason I am running the Fang of Critias in there is because I am running two Mirror Forces in there, so you can probably already guess what I'm going to be using Fang of Critias with just by using Mirror Force in there. So that's the deck itself. It is 40 cards in there. Again, that's just what I've built with it, with what I have available to me. I know there's a lot more cards out there for it that I could get or I should use instead, and let me know, like I said, let me know down below, aside from Magician's Navigation and Dark Magic Circle, or Dark Magical Circle, whatever it's called. I need more of those, I know, so anything else you can suggest, definitely let me know. But here we're going to go into my extra deck now. So in my extra deck, we'll start with the fusions. I have one Amulet Dragon, which again, Dark Magician, and Eye of Timaeus. I also can use it with Dark Paladin, because in case they're running anything with dragons on there, especially if it's like Blue Eyes or anything like that, definitely something to get in there. I also, the reason why I'm running the Dark Magician Girl is because I have Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, again, pretty decent card with it, plus once per turn. I can, during either player's turn, I can send one card from my hand to the graveyard, then target one face-up card on the field and destroy that target. So, one of the main reasons I'm running Dark Magician Girl in here. And then, of course, like I said, Fang of Critias gets me out my Mirror Force Dragon. Mirror Force Dragon just being a really nice thing. I like running Mirror Force in a lot of my decks. I know there's better Mirror Forces out there, but Mirror Force with Fang of Critias to get out Mirror Force Dragon, definitely some good stuff on there. Let's move on to our Xyz monsters from it, or our rank plays on here. So, of course, I am running Tubble of the Ebon Illusion Magician. Definitely a staple. You can detach one and then special summon one normal type monster. I think it's from your deck, is it? I have to double check. One normal monster from your hand or deck. So basically, you can detach and get out your Dark Magician. Then whenever that Dark Magician attacks, you can banish one card that your opponent controls, and you can only use it once per turn as well. That's the only downfall I found with it. A lot of people think, well, why do you say that's a downfall? It's because I also threw this in here, and I played this the other week against somebody for fun, and it didn't quite work out the way I had hoped when I originally summoned it, but I have in here for a rank 4 play, I have Before Mage Trapeze Magician. You can detach one, target one monster that I think it's like you control, and then it gets 2 attacks, but it's destroyed during the end of the turn. So when I originally played it, I detached one to target my Dark Magician, but then I double checked, it's like, oh, Ebon Illusion can only be used once per turn, so I can't do double attacks with Dark Magician and get 2 banishes off. If it did work that way, it would have been amazing for it, but again, did not work out that way for it. I'm also running, of course, one Ebon High Magician. It's just good for defense, and I can play quick play spells or trap cards during my opponent's turn just by detaching one on there. Of course, you can also run, I have the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. dragon just to kind of shut things down. Kind of a staple, I think, with a lot of stuff on there. Just moving those out of the way. I am running, since I have Dark Magician Girl, and I can use it with Gagaga Magician or my other, if I manage to get both my Dark Magician Girls out. I have Narito, the Moral Leader, just a good card. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can, when my opponent activates a spell or trap card, I can detach one Xe card from this and negate the activation and destroy it. And the nice part is, too, since it is a rank 6, if I wanted to, I can go from Naruto and then go right into Ebon, because Ebon's other ability is I can Xe summon this with a rank 6 spellcaster monster. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to throw her in there for it. I also have, again, it's more situational than anything else, but I have number 24, Dragulus the Vampiric Dragon. Again, just something else I can use using my Dark Magician Girl, or using like Dark Magician Girl with if I can manage to get both of them, or Gagaga Magician with her out there. So that's why I'm running the Gagagas as well. Another one I have is my Downward Magician. 2 level 4 spellcasters can also be summoned with a any lower ranked, I think it is. I have to double. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Yeah. During main phase 2, I can also Xe this card using a rank 3 or lower Xyz monster I control as Xyz material. It gains 200 attack for each Xe material attached to it. If this card's in if it attacks a defense position, it gets piercing, and then when it attacks or is attacked, after damage calculation, I have to detach one Xe card from it as well. And I think but that's what I'm doing. And then because of that, since I can also use it, I've never pulled it off, but it's something I can use, because Knight's End Sorcerer is a level 2, and I can use Gagaga to go level 2, and then I put in Shining Elf, again, just because it is a spellcaster. It is under rank 3. It's situational, but it's something that can power up my Downward Magician to go from, because with the 2 attachments, it would go from 21 up to 25. If I can get this on there, then it would go up to 27 on it. Again, mostly situational, but something that could potentially be a thing. And then because I have the Knight's End Sorcerer, I have two options that I'm running for synchro plays. One of which something that I would like to pull off, but I never think I will for it. But one I have is my Tempest Magician. It's just something that it's, again, I'll probably never pull it off for it, but what can I get it to focus on the text so I can read it? Well, essentially, what it says: when this card is synchro summoned, place 1 spell counter on it. Once per turn, I can discard any number of cards to place 1 spell counter on a monster you control. For each card discarded, you can remove all spell counters on the field, and to inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each spell counter removed. So again, I can just help ditch my hand, add some spell counters onto her, and then remove them all and dish out a lot of damage with that. And then finally, again, something that it's interesting. I don't know how many people would play it, but I'm running it with it because I can do it. Is the Allure Eyes Silver Dragon. Now with this, because you can actually synchro this, because it just says 1 tuner, doesn't specify what kind. But I synchro this, so Knight's End Sorcerer with my Dark Magician, because it just has to be 1 non-tuner normal monster, and then its ability, again, it's really good with Dark Magical Circle. Where once per turn during my standby phase, I can target 1 normal monster in my graveyard and special summon that target. So I can, bring it out, put it in like defense mode to keep my life point safe, because it has 3,000 defense, so something that'll definitely be hard to take down for a lot of people. And then just bring out Dark Magician. If I have Dark Magical Circle on the field, banish 1 card out there as well for it. So that's the deck that I have for my Dark Magician. Again, feel free to let me know down below what suggestions you would make. We'll just put these guys back out there for it. What you would make for any changes. Again, the one thing that I would love to add in here, but I don't have the money to add more of them in here, is of course going to be the Dark Magical Circle and the Magician's Navigations. Cards that I'd have to order them online if I did want them, but it's something that I just can't afford at the moment. If I do get them, I will definitely try to add them in there. And then, like, what would you just take out in general for something else? Let me know down below, because I'm looking to try and help make this deck a little bit better than it is. A little bit, again, this is a bit of a different video just because I want to do. Whoop, now I hit my camera there. But I guess that's a sign that it's time for me to end it. Again, if you do enjoy, please let me know down below what you would change in this deck as well. Thank you all very much, and you have yourselves a good day. Take care, and goodbye.